the Baltimore Ravens will host Michael Gallup. EDC is doing it again. He's in his bag of tricks. In this case, I totally agree. Later today, the Baltimore Ravens will host Michael Gallup, former wide receiver from the Dallas Cowboys, who was let go because of money. The Dallas Cowboys, dealing with the Dak Prescott contract, needed to clear up some cap space, and Gallup was going to count upwards of $14 million against the cap. They allowed him to seek a trade, but there were no suitors. So instead, the Dallas Cowboys released him, and now the Baltimore Ravens are looking to bring him into the building. The 6-year veteran had a promising start to his career, taking off in 2019, but injuries have derailed him ever since. And I think this is one of the reasons that it made him expendable. Now, this may be luck for the Baltimore Ravens, or it may be something else. I know that the announcement of him coming to Baltimore for a visit stirred up emotions within the Ravens flock. There are some that say this is just a regular Ravens move. It's nondescript. It doesn't mean too much. It's not going to move the needle. We need to focus on other things. Some are saying that because they just signed 2 defensive players, they had to bring in somebody offensively to kind of even the playing board. Some think that Gallup will be a weapon that can be utilized, because there was a point in time where he was pretty good in the NFL, but has that time passed him? We don't know. But then there comes that sector that says EDC is doing it again. He's in his bag of tricks, and he's showing you who he is. In this case, I totally agree. EDC is in his bag doing his thing. The same thing that he always does. But for some reason, I can't shake this feeling of deja vu. All right, everyone. Welcome to the 2023 offseason, and the Baltimore Ravens are possibly bringing in Odell Beckham Jr. to pair with Lamar Jackson. Now, this may be a move to get Lamar to sign his contract, but the Ravens are looking to sign Odell because this may have been one of the stipulations, but Ravens fans do believe Odell is that missing piece. Some of us say Odell may be past his prime. He's coming off of serious injury. He's missed a year. He's not the same player, but Ravens fans believe he's OBJ, and he's going to help the Ravens in their quest for a title. Now, in my opinion, I do believe the Ravens need to bring in more than Odell Beckham. What if he stays injured? What if he's not the player that he was? What if these injuries have sapped him of his speed and he just can't get open? I think the Ravens need to bring in a contingency plan just in case Odell is not what he used to be. But of course, you got people yelling saying EDC did it again. Now, I may be wrong, but from what I've seen from Odell these past few seasons, he's not a number one, in my opinion. He may help a team, he may do decent things, but he's not that player that he once was. And I know that some people are saying, you don't know what you're talking about. Odell Beckham is that guy. EDC's in his bag. EDC did it again. Like, he comes out and pulls out these free agents from nowhere, and he's out here cooking. Welcome back to the 2022 Baltimore Ravens offseason. The Baltimore Ravens traded away Hollywood Brown and are in search of a new number 1 wide receiver. This is the offseason where everybody is claiming to let the young boys cook. We need to let these draft picks go out there on the field and prove what they can do. We don't need to bring in any talent because we need to find out what these young guys can do. All they need is an opportunity. Where I said, hey, this is simply not the case. We do not need to experiment with the wide receiver position while we have Lamar in his prime, and we're geared to make a Super Bowl run. So to add to what they had, the Baltimore Ravens have brought in Demarcus Robinson, formerly of the Kansas City Chiefs, just released by the Vegas Raiders. He does bring experience. He does come from a pass-happy offense, so you would think that with an opportunity to star, he would have better numbers, but he does not. Demarcus Robinson just does not cut it for some reason for me. The Ravens need to go out here and sign a real number 1 wide receiver. But a lot of the flock is like, hey, Super Bowl champion, he's out there doing his thing. My thing is, you played with Patrick Mahomes, he couldn't get over 500 yards. Something's not right. Pass-happy offense, if you're a good wide receiver, you're going to get your numbers. To me, this just is not a good enough signing for Lamar Jackson. I think they need to bring in somebody that they know can get the job done. DeMarcus ain't it. Maybe Rashad Bateman can prove that he can stay healthy and actually lead this team and be another component to help out Lamar. But Demarcus Robinson is not it. The flock is saying, oh, you pair him with what we have in-house, it's going to take the Ravens to a whole nother level. EDC is in his bag and he's cooking. He does it once again. He finds a bargain that's going to help the wide receiver room and help Lamar Jackson in this passing game. I say, welcome to the 2021 Baltimore Ravens offseason. Listen, playoff time, the Ravens just could not get it done. We've shown that we need a little bit more offense. Hollywood Brown cannot do it on his own. So the Baltimore Ravens are bringing in Sammy Watkins. Yes, former top 5 pick, former Kansas City Chief, former world champion. The Ravens are bringing him in. Now, to me, Sammy Watkins is a decent receiver. He is on the decline. This is why he is available right now. Now, he would be a decent complementary piece. He might be a number 3 or a number 4 at this juncture of his career. I know they have Hollywood. He could possibly be the number 1 or number 2, but they need to bring in a stud. They need to bring in someone that can command this room, that can demand the ball when Lamar gets in situations and he needs someone to get that catch. Sammy Watkins just isn't that guy, or should I say he is not that guy anymore. But a lot of the Ravens flock believe that he is the answer to our prayers. Former number 1 pick at wide receiver, had 1,000 yards in the league. He's familiar with Greg Roman's system, and he actually thrived in it. So a lot of the flock believes this signing is a masterpiece. They feel like Eric DeCosta pulled another one out the bag. He's doing his thing. EDC is cooking. To me, I see this a free agent flop. Understandably, the Ravens have tried to draft wide receivers for Lamar. It has not happened. So why not go out there and get a proven talent like a Stephon Diggs? Get somebody that you know is that alpha, that you know is going to come in here and change the course of this Ravens offense. I know a lot of people put stock into name value. I don't. I look at production and see if it's declining or it stays steady or about the same. Sammy Watkins has been in decline for some time now, and he has an issue with staying healthy. So to me, this can't be the only move that EDC makes this offseason as far as the wide receivers go, and he needs to bring in more star power. And I'm not saying he needs to break the bank, but Sammy Watkins really ain't it. But I guess EDC is out here doing his thing. I don't know. I just don't see this boding well for the Ravens in the upcoming season. So welcome to the 2020 Baltimore Ravens season. After a disappointing exit from the playoffs where the Ravens dominated all season and put up 12 points in the playoffs, we clearly can see that the Ravens need a bit more offense. They need some wide receivers that can go get the ball. Seth Robinson, Willie Snead just aren't it. They didn't show up. They dropped balls. They squandered opportunities. So what did the Baltimore Ravens do? They decided to go to a blast from the past. The Baltimore Ravens have gone and signed Dez Bryant. Yes, that Dez Bryant, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys, went to the New Orleans Saints for himself in training camp or the first practice, I'm not sure, but he has missed the last 2 seasons. I don't even know if we need to report on this news because Dez Bryant is not going to move the needle. I know a lot of the flock is really excited about the possibility of what they think the Dez Bryant can bring. He is not the Dez Bryant that was in his heyday during him and Tony Romo's run. This is an older, even slower Dez Bryant that has been out of football for 2 years, and the Ravens just signed him off the street. I hope this is not their plan to improve this offense for the 2020 season. Lamar Jackson just won his MVP and showed that he is the quarterback that we need. So we need to get Lamar some weapons that can help him dominate and bring us a few championships, because I see some Super Bowls in the future. So me personally, no disrespect to anybody else, but I just don't see where the excitement is for this aged, injured wide receiver. Now, if you told me he was wide receiver 4, brought him in for some goal line stuff, great. But people are really excited like we just signed prime Randy Moss. I'm not getting it. That's not the vibe that I'm getting from Dez Bryant. So you all let me know what you're thinking, because Ravens flock is up in arms. Like, they are just like, hooray, we did it again. Like, another Anquan Bolden, another Steve Smith. It's not what I'm seeing. But for some reason, everybody thinks that EDC's out here cooking. This ain't the move. This is not the way that you improve on an offense that actually surprised a lot of people and dominated. I don't know what kind of bag you think that he's in, but it ain't the bag that most people are talking about right now. It's a different kind of bag. Hopefully, this trend will not continue in the future. There's no way that we can continue to go through this over and over every season and them not get Lamar that wide receiver he deserves. Can't happen, can it? Got the chills. It's like deja vu or something. Like I've been here before. It's not possible, is it? We're not going through the same thing and getting excited over the same possibilities of what we've seen in the past. Now, granted, can Michael Gallup help this wide receiver room? I believe that he can. But my thing is, if you plan on doing what you said you were going to do and building around Lamar, stop nickel and diming him. I understand we are cash strapped at the present time, Go out there and get a difference maker. Now, I'm not saying that he's not going to get it. I'm not saying that he's not trying, but please, Flock, stop making it seem like these injured, washed up receivers are moves that are moving the needle. These are moves that, EDC's doing his thing again. Okay, he found a release wide receiver. It's not going to be very expensive. That's not somebody being in that bag. That's opportunity. It's happenstance. That's things just falling into line. It's not like he did something special. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. My point is, everybody is so excited about, oh, look at Michael Gallup. Look what he's going to do. Gallup played in more games, had less receptions, and less yardage, and less touchdowns than Odell Beckham Jr. in more games, and 3 more games to be exact. That passing offense. So once again, if you can't thrive in a passing offense, what do you think they're going to do here? And Ravens Flock, you should be sick and tired of going after injured players, because we've had an injury history with our players that will last for generations. So getting somebody that can't stay healthy, how can this get you excited? If you were to say, you know what, all right, I understand what they're trying to do. I get that. 100% for the people like, yeah, it's the move. I told y'all he was doing something. See, if y'all had just waited around, you just saw what was going on. And that's where others get frustration from. Get the frustration from, this is not a big move. Even if they sign him tomorrow, okay, good to go. He's a Raven. Now let's cheer for him. But this is not something that is moving the needle and helping the Ravens get to a Super Bowl. Is he a complimentary piece? Probably. Is he someone that Lamar's going to need come playoff time? He may pan out here or there. He's not that dominant receiver, and I don't understand why we get so excited about mid-level talent instead of saying, let's demand more, at least offensively. Offensively, it's always, look, go, let's get him. And I know what this is. A lot of the flock wants the Ravens to sign Gallup, so they have an excuse to say, you know what? Let's go get that cornerback in the first round. Andrew Voorhees is going to work out, and Cleveland's going to work out. Let's not draft the offensive lineman in the first round. Let's go get that cornerback. Let's get that edge rusher. Let's pull more into this defense. And we've been brainwashed to believe all this. So a lot of people, it's not your fault that you get excited about certain signings. We're getting damn well excited over a mid player. So let's just call a spade a spade. If he signs, it's okay. It's nothing special. And I just sometimes shake my head just because it's like, let's stop making this more than what it is. Let's stop convincing ourselves signing Michael Gallup is a great move for the Ravens. Is it a good move? Is it a decent move? Yes, it is, but it's not a great move. No, I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic. Because I've said the same thing year after year about certain other receivers. Everybody told me, you're wrong. They're going to go out here and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. No, if you just see the steady progression of their careers, you can just see the trajectory of it going down. And you thought that with a player declining in skills, they were going to come to a non-pass happy offense, somehow dominate and have career years. There's a little bit of lunacy going on here, but here's what it is. So hopefully the Ravens get this wide receiver thing figured out for the start of the season. I just wanted to come on here and say, Michael Gallup, if you become a Raven, good. If you don't, it really doesn't matter. We're going to get his offense is going to produce the same way with or without you. And you're not going to change much, in my personal opinion. So that's it for today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I come out with new videos. And just share. I appreciate you all for helping me hit 3,900. For some reason, this last 100 took a long time to get. I don't know, it was a grind, but I appreciate y'all. Once again, these are just all opinions. Damn, it's not that serious. So until next time, and I'm out.